It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. This is season 3, episode 2. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting us. I want to take a quick second to shout out, the regions that we get support is crazy because, after, you do analytics of who's following you. So I want to shout out South Africa. I want to shout out Ghana. Okay. I want to shout out Haiti. I want to shout out Jamaica. I don't know what that was. But, it's crazy because I don't even know if everywhere that gave us mad love even speak English as their first language. But I think they see black faces doing something special. So they share it and they show love. So shout out to those places, And sorry for those who have been waiting us on Facebook. We started a little late. We had issues with the studio, but we're going to jump right into the show. Usually like the small talk, but we got limited time. So the first topic we're going to discuss is be my peace and not my headache, right? So earlier in the week, Conservative Sweater Poppy shared a video, and it was Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin talking about the dynamics of the black relationship and how the black man goes out and smiles in the white man's face or in society's face. Smiles, grinning just to get by, and then bring home attitude and negativity to his woman. Yeah. And sometimes we do it vice versa. Women have to shuffle everybody's shit through corporate America and everything. Get catcalled, get spoken to inappropriately or touched inappropriately, and then when you get home, you kind of bring that attitude home to your man, right? And like we said, it's vice versa. So we wanted to talk about the topic of being my peace and not my headache, right? So the first question is, why do we show the world positivity and then bring home toxicity? Like be toxic when we come home, You
want me to start? Let me start.
You go ahead.
Pause, man. Well, I think it's not a conscious thing. Like you don't say, you know what, I had to deal with all this bullshit all day, so when I get home, I'm gonna take it out on my wife, or you just talk about your day, right? Yeah. Generally, usually the woman more so than anything, she wants to go over her whole day, and she wants her man to listen, right? Yeah. And then as a man, I'm not saying it's harder for us to suck it in. But, people who you don't care for, whatever you got to work with and be respectful of, it might get under your skin. You might just have a bad day, and then you get home where you can release. And unfortunately, the person who's there is your significant other. Yeah. So you release that out onto them instead of saying, you know what, this is the person who has my back. You know what I mean? All that frustration and BS I had to deal with throughout the day, I need to, not relieve that onto her, but let her help me get over that. You know what I'm saying?
I think and I get it and I understand that, but I think that's very dangerous. You know why that's very dangerous? Because it's like the person who you care about the most, you giving them the ass to kiss.
I hate that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's
the person.
It's important to ask how was your day. Once you find that out, you're gonna know what type of lover you're gonna get.
The person you out here busting your ass for, to aspire for, to like bring up is your family and the person you love, and you come home and you dump on them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know how dangerous that is, and like I said, it's bringing home toxicity because it's like they go through shit too. Right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So if you come home and dump on them, and it's just like, where do I find peace?
But I don't think
if I can't find peace in the streets,
it doesn't.
And I can't find peace at home, where do I find?
It doesn't immediately start with the dumping. It's like, damn, you frustrated because you dealt with this all day. Then you come home, and then she might say one thing to you, complain about something, and then everything comes out. Or he might say one thing to you when he come home and you stressed out. And instead of being something nice and sweet, it's a complaint or like a question. And you're just like, now you don't have to hold it in. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the day, but you have to hold it in.
It leads to what Clifford said last week. It's like sometimes you'll sit in the car like, yo, I don't.
And prepare.
Prepare because you don't know what toxicity you're about to walk into. Sometimes you bring it in. Sometimes it's already waiting for you.
But that's why a simple question of how was your day, once you start hearing the shit that your spouse went through, then it's like now you know how to handle them when they relax or start to chill out. Yeah. I even do that with my boys when I pick them up from school every day. I always ask them, how was your day? Because I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And what kind of children I'm going to get. You know what I mean? So I feel like a question like that is very important.
What is your opinion on that?
I think it's hard. It's easier to come home and just give the person you with the drama, because if you working for somebody, you ain't going to tell them, I'm not fucking doing that today. What's wrong with you? Like, you understand?
Yeah.
But when you come home after long hours and whatever you're doing, I don't care if you're in corporate America, whatever you're doing, whatever, coming long hours, they could just say something, one little thing, you like, are you kidding me right now? I got 3 projects to do tomorrow. Are you talking about this bullshit right now?
Yeah.
So it's easy. It's easy
but
to
it's still toxic. The reason why I find it really dangerous, right? Because if the world is giving you shit, and then you come home and you dumping that shit on the person you love, or that person you love is dumping it on you, now you're just like, yo, I gotta find an outlet. I gotta find somewhere where I can have peace. And sometimes that's the arms of somebody else.
Well, it's the solution. Just like Amanda said, no asking. First thing, how was your day? Right? Another solution. Say your man, he needs to unwind with a drink. As soon as he come in, I got a beer for you. Here's your beer. Relax for a minute. Your woman, she had a hard day. Take your shoes off. Let me massage your feet real quick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
In a perfect world, you'll do that. But in a perfect world, you don't always have the energy. I just feel like this. Like,
how do you deal with it when you come home and you have a fucked up day?
So this is what it is, right? Me and my wife, we kind of, talk to each other throughout the day. Text messages, not like full conversation with obviously work and stuff like that. I'll kind of know if there's going to be issues and stuff like that. It's sad. I was talking to somebody about this other day. As a man, I always kind of like put my toxicity to the side and kind of be more there for her to hear what's going on, kind of thing. But what's maybe the guys are gonna laugh, but what we do to kind of keep peace is every day we come home and we watch General Hospital together. You watched the General Hospital that was on today.
Routine.
So listen. So that hour of 40 minutes of General Hospital, we laugh, we joke, because there's so much drama in soap operas. There's so much shadiness, and you hate characters and stuff like that. It's that it's that 1 hour we get to just like, you know what?
You're right. The boys are making fun of you because I think that's so sweet.
No, but it's that 1 hour we get to like kind of like, you know what? Laugh about stuff, not cry, but laugh.
Nah,
joke.
let it out, bro. You be crying. You be crying. I can't believe they shot Mary.
No, but I'm saying though, the most dangerous thing about that is if you come home to toxicity or you bring in toxic behavior to your home, that's lead people to find peace elsewhere.
Yeah, but like I said, it's definitely something that you should, even before you go on your way home, to ask them what's going on, so you can know some mood and tempo, right? But sometimes it just happen, like I work a lot, so if I'm doing 16 hours and then I'm coming straight home and you complaining because I ain't taking my shoes off immediately, whatever, boom, and I already had a rough day. I work in an environment where I gotta protect myself at all times. Yeah, I'm automatic gonna be in defense mechanism, like, yo, it's time to go on her, like, because I can't go at my job.
So let me tell you.
So now I'm like, are you serious?
And that's why
that's the problem.
The next thing, or the thing that we also got to think about, is having positive outlets to relieve stress, right? Yeah. Because it's funny. It's not funny. So let me clarify that earlier. But you always see shows on TV like that's why the term wife beater came, right?
Oh, I invented that.
No, you didn't invent that.
I told y'all.
No, but you would see TV of a man in that white T-shirt coming home with a beer, stressed out. Then he starts wailing on his woman, right? Because he don't have an outlet. So we gotta find ways to have outlets. Because
I don't think that's a whole nother story. I don't think that's the outlet. I think he's just a jerk that beats on women.
Yeah, but no, I'm not saying that's the outlet. I'm saying a lack of an outlet has resulted in toxic behavior like that. So the next question is, what would you do if you can't get peace from your significant other? Like you said, be my peace, not my headache. But for some reason, that they can't be your peace. Do you think that's a leading cause of affairs?
Yes.
Like, obviously, people have sexual, sexual feelings that they need to kind of address and stuff like that. But I feel like a underspoken about reason why people cheat is finding the peace and comfort in somebody else's arms. That's why I always used to say scandal had me bugging for a little bit, but then I realized, like, yo, Olivia Pope and the president, they didn't have bills together. They wasn't raising kids together. They wasn't trying to figure shit out. They was just stealing moments with each other.
That was a good time relationship.
So I'm asking you, and Amanda, you can answer for us. What should you do if you can't get peace from your significant other?
First of all, communication, of course. If you're constantly communicating with the person, telling them what it is that's wrong, if they don't get it, they don't want to fix it, then for me, I don't cheat. So more than likely, I'm going to let them know, like, listen, I'm thinking about leaving this relationship. Like, I just can't do it anymore. You're the total opposite of me. I can't do it. Because me, at home...
It's my slow clap for you.
Fuck you.
You're so, you know...
Whatever. Because at home, I'm pretty much the same person. I could have a shitty fucking day. My kids will never know. If I had a boyfriend, he would never know. Unless if he was like, yo, how was your day? Or if I just tell him how my day was. Yeah. But I don't take out things on my family. So for me, I just tell them before I leave them.
You got ways of relieving your stress, though, and putting you in a different headspace, right?
Absolutely. When my children go to sleep at night. Yes.
There you go.
So what about you, Cliff? What should you do if you can't get peace from your significant other?
I mean, as far as relationship-wise or just in general, what tips can you do? Basically, like anything you could do, or like just...
How have you
if
felt
you, I mean, if
question?
You can't get peace... Yeah, I know, relationship-wise. But if you can't get peace at home, I mean... that's a tough question. That's a tough question for me, because if you can't get peace at home, where are you going to get peace at in works being toxic?
With your peoples, you know?
I mean, you could talk to a friend. You could talk to a friend, you know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to have 2 older brothers and an older sister. So when I go through, like, trials and tribulations, I could call, hit the phone, like, listen, this is what I'm going through. And then sometimes I step back and evaluate my situation and say, hold on, maybe it is me. Yeah. Because sometimes you don't know it's you until you get that validation.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I got a big family.
It's easier to point the finger at what other people are doing wrong than yourself. So go ahead, finish.
So, like, a lot of times, you know, I'm not perfect, right? I do something in my relationship and I ask for that validation. I might call my older brother and say, yo, this is what's going on with you. And if he tells me, like, yo, you kind of bugging, I step back and I'm like, okay, maybe he's right. You know, sometimes you need that push. Maybe a friend or somebody you could just talk to on the side and make sure it happens.
Is it too much to say, hey, once a week, we going to have it to where when you got that bad day, you know, it's one of those days, babe. So when I come home, I need that blowjob. You right? You know what I'm saying? And she be like,
I just missed it.
Okay. And then same thing for her. She like, baby, I had a bad day. You going to, give me some head when I get in? Absolutely.
You going to eat the box?
Once a week. Once you get your one, because every day can be stressful, but the worst day, you be like, this is one of those days. So that's just...
So you should have like a Monopoly. Cash in some head card.
Cash in that card. I need it today. Don't say nothing. I don't want to hear nothing out of your mouth when I get in. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you do.
The problem with that is...
Ain't no problem with that.
No. Men and women are different, right? So sometimes a man is stressed out and he wants to relieve the stress out sexually. Sometimes a woman is stressed out and that further makes her not want to do sexual.
Does a woman not want to relieve it sexually? Can not help her when she had a bad day?
If you're stressed out and you feel like I, as your man, is the reason why you're stressed out.
No. That's not what we said. We're talking about a bad day outside of your relationship.
Okay,
right. Give me the question. What's the question?
So,
give it to me.
You're getting BS all week
from work, not from him. Okay.
Like that. Is the number one stress reliever is going to your man and having sex for you?
It all depends on the person. No, not for me. That's not my number one reliever. I'm a sexual person in general, so I'm going to want to do it.
He formulate the question. I didn't say it's the number one. I said it could help.
Yeah, he did formulate that question a little bit. But it's all right. But it all depends on the person.
What I'm trying to say is it's easy. It's low-hanging fruit to say that, you know what, when you got stress, the person that you wish should give you one day where they just give you head because you asked for it. That sounds good. I would love that kind of...
I feel like Mike talks about getting head a lot on this fucking show. I feel like it was like a show.
Because
I feel like last week we talked about
first
you
of
liking
all,
head or getting head.
First of all, and it's not just on the man's part, on the woman's part too. And I'm sure all of our audience can agree. Head solves a lot of problems. After getting head, it's a lot. You think a lot.
The
clearer.
world do look different after you get some
look
head.
different.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
You feel a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Was there ever a
How
moment
can I
where
be
you
mad at
guys
you?
had a stressed out situation at home or at work where it was like, I don't even want to fuck or I don't even want anything?
See, I'm probably gonna get in trouble.
Really
Trouble
sick.
for saying that. It's like, to me, I don't necessarily have the luxury of being that picky.
He gotta take it when he get it.
Oh my God.
So like, I could not be in the mood kind of thing, but I have to be in the mood kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I got to get it how I live. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a situation
How
where...
do you relieve a stress day at work?
Stress day at work?
Yep. What is your reliever? We know Mike's is head. What's yours?
Well, to be honest with you, I love radio. I love all facets of radio. So I'll go home. I'll go out, and sometimes Clifford will talk about sitting in the car. I'll sit in the car and listen to talk radio or sports radio and just clear my head. Like, you know what? There's other things going on. I feel like I don't stress myself about stuff that I can't control.
Okay.
So if they BSing me at work, like, to me, I've been there 5 years. I keep getting passed up for promotion. I know it's my time to leave. You know what I'm saying? So
Other people around you have been getting promoted.
yeah. So I know I have to do things to put myself in a better situation, kind of thing. So does it bother me? Yes. But it don't bother me to the point where it's just like I'm coming home and I'm snapping at my wife or I'm being shady to people and stuff like that. It just, I'm motivated to continually to get better, kind of thing.
Okay.
But you do have to have, stress releases. One of my stress releases is watching sports, watching cartoons, things that take my mind off of things.
That's the main thing.
How about yours? What's your stress relief?
My stress relief, I like going to the gym.
Okay.
I wish that was my stress relief.
No, when I'm in the gym for 2 hours, it's therapeutic for me. Like, even at my worst, I'm go to the gym because I don't have to think about nothing. I could just
let me know when you're going to the gym, man.
Well, he goes to the gym at work.
I go to the gym at work. And stuff.
So
I got other gyms too.
That's
kind of perfect.
That too.
Yeah.
But the gym, because it's therapeutic. Like when you working out and you exercise, you feel good. You don't think about your
I feel that way about yoga.
You could have $0 in your bank account, but if you went in there and had a good workout, your body's good cleanse, your brain is thinking wise. Yeah. It's the best feeling in the world sometimes because you just got something productive.
So the last question on this topic, with the topic was "Be My Peace, Not My Headache." Is does arguing at home pushes you in the arms of another?
It can if you're not strong minded.
Damn sure don't help it, but
it can if you're not strong minded.
We know it doesn't for Amanda because she don't do that. She don't get pushed in the arms of another.
Yeah,
I
feel like arguing at home makes you really start thinking about, like, you know what else is out there, or would I be better by myself, kind of thing.
Yes,
that's because true. You start thinking to yourself like, yo, like, is the arguing worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I achieving with this arguing? Mm-hmm. Not necessarily pushing you to the arms of another, only because relationships are relationships. So pushing you to the arms of another permanently? No, because you're trading new problems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it does have you thinking like, yo, is there peace? Is the grass greener on the other side? You know what I'm saying?
I don't cheat, but it does make you think like that. You start thinking like, damn, if I was with this other guy, or would I be going through the same shit? Yeah. Like, it'll cross my mind, but I wouldn't actually go out and act on it, though.
And then it also makes you have to kind of think, like last week we spoke about it, and we spoke about it in previous weeks as well. It's like work wives and work husbands and stuff like that, right?
Winning, right?
Because the work husband get to hear you complain, and then he could secretly be like, yeah, you know what I mean? I would never do that kind of stuff. Or they could be like, for my wife at home, I do such and such. Maybe he could do that for you. Then the person start thinking, man, his woman is a lucky person, right? So then they start trying to say, maybe I could not necessarily be his woman, but get that same kind of treatment, Everybody sometimes is looking for temporary Band-Aids, and sometimes in the arms of somebody else. Someone else might be your peace. So that's why I said you got to watch what you give to the person who means the most to you. Because if you always giving them your ass or negativity, it's hard for them to just continue to see you in a positive light.
That's true.
When someone on the outside gets to just show them that they're sexy and they're fun and they're easygoing,
They're gonna run to that.
they start thinking like, that's what I want to
That's
sign
what
up
you
for.
want. Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to move on to the next topic. The next topic is I need to know why. And the reason I need to know why is a broader term of closure, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of times we're in relationships and they end. If you get a chance to break up with someone where y'all had a solid conversation to decide, you know, this is not working, this is what I want, this is what you want, and we're different, that's beautiful. But a lot of times relationships don't end that way. A lot of times you think your relationship is perfect, you find out the person's cheating, you don't know why they cheated, this, that, and the other, it just ends, and you never get that closure. You just have to move on. So the first question is closure necessary to move on?
Yes. Closure is necessary.
Since you jumped in and answered first, elaborate.
Listen, we speaking off for ourselves personally, maybe not for everybody, but for me, yes. Not closure as in I need to know that you still like me or you still respect me. Is this I need to know that usually it depends. If it's a situation I wanted to stay into and couldn't, then it's like I need to know what I could have done to fix it. But normally that's not going to happen. You're not going to find that out. So I'm just like, hey, there was no chance of us working this out. And if not, you know, then whatever. But I like to know where that person stood. I don't want to be surprised and just be like, oh, this shit is over? Yeah. And you don't speak to me no more? Yeah. That's the worst punishment.
Let me tell you why closure is necessary for some. The reason why I had to learn to not deal with it, because I've had I had situations where it's like, yo, I could not for the life of me say what I did wrong or why I couldn't get this person to love me the way that they did. And if you leave it for someone else to heal your wounds, you're never gonna have that closure, especially when they want to still have that power on you. The problem with needing closure is if the other person is petty and wants to be able to have that influence in your life, they're not gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
I've had a situation where I wanted to move on, and we, you know, years later I'm talking to the person, and the person made it seem like, oh, all of that was in your head. I never said that. I never felt that way. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, you didn't have patience, so that's why this thing's end. And you're like, nah, that's not how it went down. But that person never wanted to give me the closure.
Yeah.
Never wanted me to feel validated on how I felt. Yeah. So they leave it open-ended. And if you give people that kind of power, you'll never truly heal. I'm not saying closure's irrelevant or a thing that's not necessary. But I'm saying you have to give yourself closure. You have to say, you know what, this ended. I'm a good person. I gave it my all. I got to move on. Because a good person will tell you, you know what, I wasn't ready for you. The timing was wrong. I'm sorry, but I hope we could be friends. That's a mature person. But not everybody on the other end is mature. Some people want to have that open-ended.
It's only one side that needs it, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think, Cliff?
I agree with that.
Right?
Is closure necessary to move on?
Closure is necessary to move on. It depends what kind of person you are, right? Like me, I don't need the closure.
Once it's over, to the next, right?
Once it's over for me, because what happens is you never set yourself up for the new relationship you're trying to build, because you're wondering why I didn't work out with this person. So I don't need the closure. Once I know that it's over, I just move on and then try to make the next person happy.
So shorty, you was really into digging. You thought, you know, oh, this is something special. Like, I'm feeling her, she's feeling me. Then she come to you one day and she be like, yo, this just not working for me. And she's like, all right, don't speak to you no more. You're not going to be up there like, what? You know what I'm saying? Wondering, like, what did I do? Or why did she come at me like this? That's what,
I'm different. I'm not
going to get over it.
Like,
younger me, I would have been crushed.
I'm different.
He said crushed.
Crushed. I ain't even going to hold you.
I'm going to look at it at first. I'm like, oh, damn. She's stunting on me, kind of doing what I'm too. And then I'm just going to move on. I'm real talk. That's
I'm the
just
same
me.
way. I don't give a
That's
fuck.
me.
I don't need no closure.
Really?
You full of shit.
Really?
I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to move on.
I do not care. I really don't care. I will move on in a heartbeat.
So you telling me in a situation where you know you tried your hardest it just never picked up or went where you wanted to, and you had to decide to move on. You're good
if I'm
because you
feeling
tried your hardest.
someone and they're not feeling me, I'll ask them what's going on, and if they tell me what it is what it is. My last relationship,
But they don't tell you what it is. That's the
thing.
thing.
Me what it is.
That's.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I'm calling bullshit. Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, me too.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
Yo,
it.
this shit happened to me twice.
Yeah.
It happened to me 2 times.
Right. So let me ask the next question, and the topic we're discussing is I need to know why, right? Is why do we hang on for validation of the person who no longer wants us?
Say that again. What was the question?
Why do we hang on for validation from the person who no longer wants us?
I think maybe sometimes in your mind, well, if I was in that situation in my mind, maybe I think that it could have worked or something could have worked out along the way, I guess. Yeah.
When I hung on to the validation, to me it was just like, you know, the person that I liked so much, I thought she was cute. I didn't think she was gorgeous. And, you know, no.
What does looks have to do
No,
with
hear me
it?
out.
Let's
Like,
have a lot to do with it.
no, but the reason why I brought up the looks thing is because
No.
I approached this person like, I love your spirit, I love your personality, I love being around you kind of thing. It wasn't superficial. It wasn't like, damn, I was with her because I thought she was so fine kind of thing. So then when I got like, you know, stunned on or whatever, I just was just like, I don't get it. Like, I was upset myself like, yo, I approached this thing very like, you know, not superficial, not checking off lists and stuff like that, just wanting to love this person. And we vibe so well, but the person was just like, yo, I'm really like, you know, I'm not necessarily looking for what you're looking for. Maybe in the future, if you hang around, maybe you'll be lucky. But right now, I'm not looking for that kind of thing, you know?
Friend zone.
I was going to say that.
So,
You got friends
so
on.
Cliff, it happened.
Yeah, that was just that.
So Cliff, why do you think we hang on for validation of the person who no longer wants us?
Because validation, we hang on to the validation because sometimes we felt like we did everything right, right? So now we still on it because, you know, you might be in a new relationship. Your new relationship might be great, whatever, boom. And the person that you in a new relationship could probably look better, got more things going for them, whatever, too. Yeah. You still go back and like, yo, I'm dealing with this person. This person is better looking. This person is doing more than the other person. Why the other person? What step?
It makes you question,
step,
like,
what step did I miss?
Like,
when I was
what was wrong with me then?
So that's why a lot of times.
What about you,
validation.
Amanda? Why do you think we hang on for validation?
I answered already.
No longer want.
She answered already.
Let me take it, bro.
Oh, shit.
Because I don't hang on for that fucking validation. That's bullshit.
Because you said you don't need closure, right?
No.
But
you're not satisfied with your answer.
I know.
No, because you representing the only woman voice
I'm
you have
representing
on
the
the
only woman voice,
show.
yes, but I'm representing what I feel. Another woman might not feel the same way.
So you're saying that, you know, with the lack of validation, you don't think that we hang on from validation because we kind of, you know, look at it as our own personal shortcomings?
I don't have to. I feel like for me, I don't hang on to that shit because I don't have to prove nothing to you. If you didn't see it in me while we were dating, you're never gonna fucking see it in me. Or either I'm just not the person for you. That's how I look at it.
Sometimes it's not a match.
Amanda is Animal Cub, aka Thuglicious today. You know what I'm saying?
You have to let go because that shit will prevent you from moving on.
What about you, Mike? You said.
Listen, I had a situation. It's not frequent. But I had one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this chick, what I do is I'm going to put it on you. I'm going to put it on her.
There's nothing left. Your brother drunk it all.
Yeah.
I drunk it all. You acting like
get that Ciroc.
I drink some Ciroc.
But no, hold on. Listen up. I had to put it on her. Shorty was nice. You know, we vibed a little bit. At least I felt that way. And I feel like, you know what? Because I got used before, too. I got used before between
Someone
relationships.
Used you for the dick?
Yes. Well, not just for the dick, but they used me in the past time.
Oh,
they was dealing with some shit with.
That happened to me.
They was dealing with some shit with the person they was in a relationship. I don't know if it's on and off again.
So you was a side hoe.
Yeah, I've been that, but whatever. I'm not a hoe. Anyway, I think she was going through some shit, and you know the way I approached her was like, oh, she couldn't, I bagged this shorty at like a red light. We was both in our cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, get to the question.
I know.
So she couldn't not give me the number, whatever. Then we start talking, whatever. And then after a couple conversations, we was vibing, whatever. And then she was like, "Nah, I can't deal with you like that, whatever." She was like, "I just can't." She didn't give a legitimate reason. So,
and you kind of caught feelings. It only bother you as a man when you catch feelings.
Don't speak on our personal conversations, man.
No, I'm asking you.
The people want to know.
I didn't catch feelings, but I was like, yo, I thought she was kind of dope, whatever. So anyway, I was just like, you know what? I had to put in my head. I was just like, yo, she crazy. She can't appreciate me, so something is wrong with her.
She's crazy because
it's because men, we have egos, right?
If I didn't come to that conclusion, then I would still be racking my brain on it. So I was like, yo.
Because men, we have egos. We can't understand that we was just penis. Right? Unless we want to just be
Y'all
penis.
need to correct
No,
that
it would have
shit.
been harder if I gave it to her. I never gave it to her. So we didn't get to that stage.
Oh.
And you caught feelings already? You didn't even give it a dick?
I'm an emotional being. It can happen.
That was, that conversation.
So, to wrap up this particular topic, the last question is, does the lack of closure prevent the pursuit of healthy new beginnings, right? Like, without having that proper closure that you need internally, do you drag the baggage to your next situations? Does it allow you to pursue new relationships healthy?
I'm going to answer that question. That shit will fuck you up for somebody that can't handle it.
Facts.
They'll bring that shit to the next person. Like, damn, I don't even know why she left
That's
me.
why Bag Lady
so
by Erykah
angry.
Badu is like, perfect. Bag Lady, why are you so mad? You know what I'm saying? You carrying
that
what that
shit.
song was
because
about?
if you don't get, for
I thought it
those
was about a
people.
homeless woman, huh?
No.
Oh my God damn.
Nah, I just played.
For those people that can't handle not having closure, that will fuck them up because they're going to get into the next relationship and they're going to be like, damn, yo, she going to leave me like the last one did. And I'm not even going to find out the real reason why.
Yeah.
So in their mind, they already have their guard up. They're already probably assholes or something like that. And they're just giving you the hardest fucking time because they didn't get that closure in their last relationship.
Yeah. And that's why you can't. That's why you can't 100% depend on people to give you that closure, right? Because, like I said, people only want to give you closure when they recognize they're wrong or they're ready to be adults about it. A lot of times people just be like, nah, F that. I bounce out of the situation. She ain't my parole officer. I ain't got to give her no damn answers.
You know
and
how
people
you
move on.
right?
You know what you could do? You can force them into some shit. Like, I force people to be real with me. Because yes, you know how you force them to? If you are 100% and be like, yo, you say some shit to them they ain't even expect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I did this with somebody who I know thought I hated them, whatever. I was like, yo, you know what? I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for this or whatever. And I was like, I want you to know, I appreciate you in this regard. And I know it fucked their whole head up.
Yeah.
Because they probably thought, like, this nigga really hates me. I was like, no, I'm going to come at you from a different angle. So it doesn't work all the time, but sometimes it can work. You know what I mean? And if somebody's being vulnerable with you and honest with you, you ultimately feel like, damn, I got to give something back. And if you don't, you're just an asshole. Yeah.
And I also I also think, a lack of closure should also, a lot of times we use it as baggage, but should also be a learning lesson, right? To that, life is not perfect, so you're not always going to get that happy ending that you want. You're not always going to be appreciated for the efforts that you put out.
When I go to the spa, I expect that happy ending.
But
I paid for that.
But like I said, the girl that I'm talking about, the one thing that I'm happy about is going through what I went through her made me, like, when I finally met my wife, I was just like, yo, these are all the things that I don't like. These are all the things that I didn't feel was cool. So it gave me tolerance. It gave me patience to deal with my wife and to learn. I don't think if I went through that, I would have been able to go through
I just thought of some real petty shit.
But go ahead.
This is what I would do. Because she was like, when I met my wife, you know what I would have did? I would have called all these bitches that I dealt with. You know what I mean? Be like, you know what?
Why you gotta be bitches, though?
All right, all these trashy females.
We ain't gonna use that. We ain't gonna use that one.
Trashy females. I go, listen, I just want to thank you, but because of you, you helped me grow. And you helped me appreciate the woman that I now am so in love with. And I'm about to get married. So if you have time, Nah, I ain't gonna invite them to the wedding, but I'll be like, I just
Women
want to
don't wanna hear that
appreciate you.
shit.
I know they don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna say it. They're gonna be like, and I hope you're having a fucked up day. And you're just like, what did he say that to me for? But that's the petty side of me. I'm not petty.
What about Cliff?
That's a fucking
Do you feel like the lack of closure prevents you to have healthy new relationships?
100%. 100%. The lack of closure, you could never go into your new relationship 100% because you're still thinking about what if, and then you're not putting all the effort in this new relationship. Like you could have a great girl, a great guy, and then you're still thinking about, only if it worked out with Kevin, only if it worked out with, Susan, whatever, whoever the person's name is. So you automatically go into a new relationship toxic because the brain is still wasted, So I think the best thing it is, listen, everybody's been through it. You all go through it and you look. Even a girl I wasn't even in a relationship for, it's crazy because when I was dealing with it, I never took her serious. I never would have. I was at that point. I was screwing everything that walked.
Fuck buddy.
Yeah, I was screwing everything that walked, and she was a good girl. And the crazy thing about it, I said the next person I deal with, I'm gonna take my time and be patient, and that's my wife now. I don't know if that's but. I took my...
Because you said you're going to take your time and be patient. That's
but is he wrong for that?
No, that's a true story.
No.
That's a true
so he's
story.
not
wrong?
He's not wrong for
what he did with that situation,
girl.
yeah.
I mean, I would have cut the nice girl off before
at that time, and I'm going to say, at that time, like I said, I was screwing everything that walked. At that time, my mind was in process of to be there for her. When I finally did, want to be with her, she wasn't on it like that. She was like, "Nah, I'm good." And then the next person,
she's like, "I'm good, love, and joy."
Yeah.
I too have dealt with that.
I'm good.
She felt like I'm tired of this shit.
Dealt with that.
So and the crazy thing about it is when I met my wife, I was like, I'm gonna be patient with this one. I'm gonna be patient with her because I'm so used to be like, all right, after a month or two, I'm like, yeah, good, you good? I'm holler at you.
Damn, a month or two?
That's just how I roll sometimes. But it's nothing personal. But and it definitely make you toxic.
It's nothing personal, baby.
Before we move on, I want to tell people those of you out there who don't get the closure that you need. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to learn to forgive yourself. We blame ourselves.
I was about to say, what are we forgiving ourselves for?
No, because.
Nope. I ain't forgiving myself. Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, but I respect how tough you've been today.
What are you forgiving?
I respect how
No, because you forgiving yourself if you don't being you and that person not wanting
if you. Don't and it's not that you forgive yourself because you did something wrong, but we all have insecurities. When things don't work out, and someone can't tell you did A, B, and C wrong, you internalize it.
Okay.
You decide that, you know what, maybe I should have did this. Maybe I wasn't doing that kind of thing. And I'm letting people know when you don't get closure, you have to forgive yourself, even if you don't have all the answers.
Now I understand.
Because if you don't, like we said, we drag this new stuff on. And as soon as someone do something like, yo, she lies just like what's her name lies. And it could be something different. You know what I'm saying? But we do the relation games kind of thing.
Next thing you know, you calling her the wrong name. Yeah, you just like Shaniqua.
Yeah.
You just like Shaniqua.
You know what I'm saying? So I say this like, closure is a beautiful thing if you could get it. But at the same time, it's not something you should hang on to. It's not something that you should wait for. Yeah. Right? Like my situation, when I spoke to the person, after the fact, there was this like, oh, we both were young. We both were wrong. This, that, and the other. You shouldn't worry about it kind of thing. And I'm just like, I wasn't even on some trying to get closure kind of thing. But that was one of the first things the person said because what? A guilty conscience of knowing that they was kind of wrong. So let's move on to the last topic. The last topic is my ex is still my friend. Right? And we all know that everybody deals with those kind of situations where it's just like, you know what? Not every ex, but maybe that ex you got closure from or didn't need closure from is still around, still in your circle. Y'all still share friends. Y'all still go out to get-togethers together.
Nah,
let me finish it out. So
who's gonna start this shit first?
Yeah. So you know, there's always a rule of thumb when you're in a relationship or you're married that your exes shouldn't be your friends. But sometimes your ex is just so close to your family, so close to your circle, it's like almost impossible to get them out your circle, right?
And they're the people you can say, I've slept with and don't have that connection with no more.
Yeah.
That's why I think exes are sometimes.
But let me
the
tell
best
you,
friend.
we say that, but we never comfortably feel like that in the relationship. There's no way that your wife or your girl.
Cliff gave you a look that could kill.
Listen, there's no way that we say it in theory, right? But there's no way that we feel that your ex could be cool with someone that they were sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? And that they don't hate. Now they're just cool, kind of thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't feel like
intimidated by the old nigga than the new nigga.
So let me break out the full sub question. The first question: is it healthy to be friends with your ex?
It's not.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not.
Elaborate.
It's not healthy to be friends with your ex at all because, first of all,
let me throw a monkey wrench in there. If y'all got kids together.
That's a different story.
Oh,
That's that. But listen, that's not just friends. That's friends in business. You got kids together. Now that's all that associates with business, right? If you're the right person.
You right.
Some niggas cutting the ex and the kids off. Real talk. I'm just keeping it 100.
You right.
Yo, she gotta go, and I don't care. We had kids, but them kids gotta go too. That's how some dudes fuck. But that's how listen.
But some dudes are like
Some
that though.
dudes are like that. When it's over, it's over. He don't want nothing to do with it. Whatever. But what I'm saying is, I don't think you should be friends with your ex if the person you with can't handle it. That's a conversation.
I agree with that.
That's a conversation you got to have with the new person you're dating, right? Because that's gonna make the new person you're dating very insecure. Even as a man, I'm not gonna be comfortable with my girlfriend or my wife. Still hanging out with a dude that used to do
that
the
knows
same,
her old face.
That used to do the same. Yeah.
Well, what are you talking about? I'm talking about friends like you speak to this motherfucker from time to time, not every day. You're not going out.
You
to
brought
the
up something
movies
good
and
though
stuff
about with
like
the
that.
kids.
It's not your normal friendship.
Yeah, if they have kids,
saying.
it's different. But if they don't have kids, it's tough. It's tough for me to say.
yeah.
What do you think?
I believe that you can still be friends. I'm still friends with my ex-boyfriends. But if I have a man,
Multiple ex-boyfriends you're still cool with.
yeah. Wait, multiple.
No, you said
I'm still friends. No, multiple sounds like crazy, but yeah, I am. We're still friends. But if my
So she said multiple, and then she said yeah.
Friends
you
on
have
what level?
boyfriend.
What kind of friends are y'all?
I
How
haven't
often
hung
y'all
out with
speak
them
to
yet,
each-
but I was offered a couple of days ago to go hang out with my ex-boyfriend.
So she don't hang out with them.
Yeah, I didn't. But
Y'all speak.
But there's a but. If I was in a relationship and the guy that I'm with, he has an issue with it, I'm gonna cut him off in a hot second. But I'm single right now, so I can do that.
That's
a difference. There's a difference.
Let me finish up what I was saying.
okay.
Thank you guys, but
You're welcome. You're
what
welcome.
What I'm saying is this: I don't think it's good if you don't have that conversation with the new person. You gotta know your relationship, right? Like
That's
me,
the
like
difference.
me and my wife couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? My wife is
If I was in a relationship, I couldn't handle it.
my wife
That's
couldn't
different.
handle it, right?
Yeah.
So you got to know who you're dealing with, right? And it's all about
I
protection.
have to speak from my reality, though.
It's all
One conversation at a
Sorry
time.
about
it's
that,
all
Cliff.
about protection. No, it's all good. It's all about protection too, right? So if that's the kind of boundaries y'all set in your relationship and that person is cool with it,
Yeah.
or go for it. But 99.9%, most people don't want them to be hanging out with their ex or having even conversation.
Absolutely.
And you made up a great point with the kids. Kids is different dynamics. I
It is a
can't
big different
tell a woman I'm dating, now you can't talk to your baby father if he's taking care of the kids. and
No,
he
but
needs
I'm
something.
speaking on
No.
friends. You gotta talk, yes, but it's friends is different.
No, friends is different if you have that communication in your new relationship and they okay with that.
Let me
Because
ask you this
let's go.
question. You're dealing with a woman and she has a baby father. Could they hang out together? Be friends and talk is one thing, but could they go out to the movies?
What you mean?
Could they hang out
Are the
together?
kids with them?
No.
The kids aren't with them.
Hell no.
No,
There's
I
no
know.
point
That
for
don't
that.
make
they
sense.
Can't, they can't hang out together.
No.
Because you know
That's
what
a
it is?
date.
You know what
Hanging out is a date if it's your baby father.
It doesn't matter who it is. That's a date.
No,
Nah,
you
that's another-
let me
Go ahead.
elaborate on that a little bit. You cannot hang out one-on-one with your ex, and if you got kids, because it's not healthy for your new relationship. Because that guy, trust me, guys and girls always know we all got a weak point for our exes of certain things that they can do, and it might get take to the next level.
It got to be 4 to 6.
No, listen,
it got to be 4 to
You
6.
an ex for a reason. I don't have no weaknesses.
Listen,
for that.
listen.
It got to be 4 to 6 people during the hangouts.
Let me explain 100%. There's some exes now I still can have sex with.
I think it said 4 to 6.
You heard what I said? You heard what I said? If
Yeah,
I wasn't married, there's some exes now I still can have sex with, because I know what to do and what to say and how to deal with them to get that sex from them. And that's the danger of the situation. That's why I'm married. So that's not the game I'm playing.
Right.
But if I was out there like
understand
this,
what you're
there's
saying.
some exes I still can have sex
Yeah,
with.
I understand.
Because
Especially-
I know what to do.
Especially the ones that don't need closure from you. Y'all good and stuff like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
So you speak on the woman's perspective. I was just talking from my
I'm not
perspective.
giving up the pussy once it's over. It's over, fuck you. There's a reason why it's over. For me, I have that reason.
Why is she so thugged out today?
I'm just saying.
That's
All
the
right.
rocking up the status.
Okay.
That's all right.
So let me.
chime
So,
in?
yeah.
I didn't even
Okay,
get
go
the
ahead.
answer.
Go ahead.
Listen, I feel like it's not ideal. If you are going to be friends with an ex and you're in a relationship, you have to make that introduction, speak to your significant other, see how they feel about it,
I agree.
100%.
and you have to let them know where your head is with it. Because my thing is, I'm different. Like, I'm not going to say I
We know
never
you're
backslided, but it's usually I'm more inclined to sleep with a woman I never slept with than one I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I say that to say, if I have slept with her and we didn't go nowhere and it didn't work out, you probably don't have to worry about her as much as you do this chick who
Some
I've
new
never
pussy.
slept with. You see what I'm saying? Because my curiosity is different. But that's just me. It might be different for some other people. That's just
I'm
me.
gonna keep it a buck. There's two dynamics that you'll never really get true answers from your significant other.
Okay.
But there's two things. One is that does your significant other still find that person attractive?
You're never gonna know the real answer.
You're never
to
gonna know
that.
the answers. Two,
Mm-hmm.
did they have unbelievable sexual chemistry? You'll never know those
Those
two
type of
answers.
answers you don't.
You'll never know. But those two type of answers, like to me, I can hang
Why
out.
can't we be 100%
But no,
honest
but
about
honestly,
these
but
things?
honestly,
I
Why
got-
would
no,
I
but let
need
me
to
finish
tell
that.
a guy
you
that
gotta-
I'm with
but-
that I still.
Let me
like,
finish.
my
Let me
ex had
finish. Let me
incredible
finish what I'm
sex.
saying.
No one needs to know
I know that,
shit.
but let me finish what I'm saying. Because one, for me personally, if the ex, I don't find them attractive anymore, and the sex was never that great, you don't have nothing to worry about. But if those things are still out there and we'll never really know the answers, that's what makes it dangerous.
But I'm gonna answer that. So, but listen, like, you got like with a situation like that, you gotta be mature. If even if you're married or whatever, too, if you think you're the best person that your significant other's been with, what you call it, you're fooling yourself. They're not gonna trust you. You're fooling. That's real talk. And
I agree with you.
You're fooling
Yes,
yourself.
you are.
Because the
I
best
agree with
sex
that.
is usually a headache that you got rid of or it never worked out.
Listen, trust me. And I,
Not you, baby. You was the best
can
sex I ever
I can
had.
say that as a married man. What you call it? You're fooling yourself. For them to tell you that, that's one different story. Trust me, everybody's been in a situation where you know, like, damn, this sex is crazy, but I can't be with this person because the person is toxic or we just don't match up. The energy on the other part don't match up. Trust me, there's people in relationships right now. They're not in a relationship because just the sex or the other things they're doing. And plus, because if it was just the sex, everybody be dating somebody they don't really
You're
want to
telling
be
me
with.
nobody could have just find the person that gives them the best sex and they married them? You telling me that can't happen?
Unless there was a virgin.
That makes you think of The Best Man.
Unless-
When Morris
unless-
Chestnut
yeah.
thought that was the
Yeah.
only one.
And then he read-
He thought he was the
read-
only dick that been in there.
Then he read the book and at the bachelor party, and he see
And the kiss on the forehead drove.
and then
He
he
was
see,
pissed.
and then he see who she was getting back shots from Tay Diggs.
All right, so
It's
let
just
me
what
let
it
me ask
is.
the next question.
Yo.
If your ex is single, can you hang out with them?
No,
Yes.
you can't hang out with them. You can't.
Are you single
I got a
too?
4 to 6 people party minimum.
Are you single
It got to be
too?
4 to 6 people every time y'all
Are
hang
you,
out.
are you single too?
Are you
Or
single
are
too
in a
as a
relationship?
No. I'm saying you're in a relationship, but your
Oh.
ex is single. Can you hang out with them?
That all depends on your spouse. If your spouse don't give a fuck, then I guess so.
Will you let your man hang out with his single ex?
Who would want to though?
Yeah, that's
Let
what
her
I'm
answer.
saying.
Let her answer
Because I
this
was about
question.
to put myself in his shoes. If I have a man, I'm going to be doing everything with my man. I don't need to be hanging out with my ex-boyfriend. If I'm
Yeah, but
single, then
you gotta.
yeah.
Life don't work that way in a relationship. I can't. Everything I do is not with my wife. Just like everything you do is not going to be with your significant other. You're going to have
That's
a
what
life
I
outside of
have
that.
homegirls for homeboys that I had before.
So the
I
question
met
is,
him.
can you hang out
That's
with a
not work.
single ex and you're in a relationship?
And you're in a relationship? Probably not. If your spouse doesn't agree, I wouldn't want to. Me personally, I'm answering from my point of view. I wouldn't want to. That's what my homeboys are around for, and my boyfriend.
Now, if I'm
Fuck, I
in a
want to hang out with an
relationship,
ex for.
I'm gonna hang out with her. She's single.
Yeah.
We fucking. We not. I'm not. First of all,
If you're in a
I'm not going to
relationship and you hang out with your
nowhere.
single ex, you definitely gonna fuck?
That's the only reason I would be hanging out with
Hanging out
her.
with your ex,
That's
right?
the only reason I would be hanging out with her.
That's not true though.
Why
That's
am
not
I
true.
hanging
Wait,
out with
if
you?
it didn't work out before, why the fuck we
That's
hanging
what
out?
I said.
No.
Being friends and
Sometimes,
talking,
but listen,
talking from time to time is
Relationships is
different.
all in different stages. It couldn't have worked out because that person or the person or both parties were both immature at that point. Now we're adults now. Now you hanging out with them, and that's a whole different person.
But you know
so
what's
you
the
might,
risk?
So hold on. So you might want to hang out with them just because, because you're like, oh, if you dated somebody at 18 and then you rekindle with them at 30, that ain't the same person.
There's no rekindling
Okay,
if I'm in a
no, I'm
relationship.
One time
That's
maybe
ex.
meet
That's
up
what
for
I'm
some a
That's
drink
what
or
I'm-
something.
that's what I'm
One
saying.
time,
I'm
but
not-
not
4 to
hanging
6
out.
people parties, B.
Even
There's
though
no
one
one-on-ones,
time-
B.
it's
Not
not
one
one
time.
time.
No, what I'm saying is that's what I'm saying. It all depends of the dynamics you meet that person. That's what I'm saying. Like, because if you meet them at 18 and then you meet them at 30, at 18 years old, yeah, most 18-year-olds are jerks. Because they're just getting in the game with what you call it. So they're going to act a certain way. Even women's like, I don't want to be tied down now. I'm having fun. I'm doing me. But at 30, you might hang out with him and then you might be like, yo, this is... Yo,
You know what the danger
I knew he had potential. You know what I'm saying?
Now he's reached
You
that
know-
potential.
you know what
That's
the
I'm saying. Now
danger
this
is
other
with
woman
that?
done
That's what I'm
trained him
saying.
to be the man I needed him to be.
That's what I'm
And this
saying.
is the danger. And you hang out with an ex, 18, 30, whatever the case may be. It'd be like that thing that you was missing before that allowed us not to move on. You've matured, and now I see you got that. You know what I mean? So it's like now I'm interested in you again because I was like there wasn't much that was keeping you off, but there was something you was missing, and now you got. So it's like that's a dangerous territory to mess
So
with.
the last
you know what I
question
mean?
on this topic
Don't do
is: if your significant other is your significant other allowed to hang out with their ex if they introduce you to them?
Same shit. No.
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 Because what's the introduction about? Because if you introducing me to your ex and what you call it,
That makes it extra spicy when you cheat
Nah,
on me.
nah,
Because now I know this dude.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Not to
saying?
make it
Nah,
extra
not
spicy.
even
and then
that.
mentally, that person's gonna be like, "Yeah, I introduced them so I could fucking fuck her, and she ain't."
but
gonna
not,
think
not
nothing about
even
it.
that. You introducing me to a guy that used to do the same things that I do with you now.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna, no, seriously. I'm gonna take that as a level of disrespect as my lady. First of all, you don't need to introduce me to your. It'd be different if we had a social function and then you run into the jabroni and then you said,
Jabroni.
I got introduced to my ex
Hold
while I
on,
was
let
on
me
a date.
explain.
with my
If,
wife.
if you run into the jabroni and then you get introduction, whatever, too, it better be very light. And my hand still might not go out. Because now all these things are playing in my head that, damn,
Yo,
I'm
so
at the
it's
party
funny.
with this jabroni and now I'm thinking about the thing I did to you last night.
Yo,
You
it's
done
funny.
it
So
too.
when I was still dating my wife, we was in the movie theater, and who was in the same movie?
He
Her
was on a
ex.
date.
Her ex.
He was on a date with friends.
I think he was by himself, and then we walking out, and then I see my wife flustered, and then dude standing there, and then she's just like, "Oh, Marv, this is such and such, such and such. This is me." I'm like, "What up?" And then keep it moving.
What up?
So why he goes into the bathroom, I go into the bathroom too. I hear him say, "Yo, guess who I did it die?" And then he see me and then freezes. I'm like, "Oh, he's good." I didn't even worry about that kind of thing. But
Hold on. Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something.
yeah, go ahead.
Only on views, you gotta fucking be 100%. Cause I normally wouldn't say this,
Okay.
but this is honest Mike in 2019.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Come on,
honest.
get
Just
some
take
fucking
off the New York
story.
Giants hats for the people. They got to...
Whatever.
New
We got
York,
limited
man.
time. We got
Anyway,
limited time.
Oh no,
Go
what I'm saying, I done shook the hands of multiple dudes whose girls I was
that-
took
no.
down.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
was
yeah,
taken
yeah,
down.
yeah.
I shook their hands, and the funny thing about it is they always try to be cool with me. They
You are a-
always try to be cool with me. I swear, I'll be like, not that I got respect. All right, That's yours. I've been there, done that, bro. I'm good.
Yeah.
But they always trying to be cool and have conversations and shit. And I'm like, all right.
That's why it's dangerous. You just gave me bad flashbacks saying that. But that's why it's dangerous in the game.
I'm not the dude no more. I'm not the dude no more because I'm not.
2019, you give that up?
I gave that up.
Okay.
I already answered the question.
You said no, right?
No. It's like I said, it's a rule thing. If the guy I'm with says I don't want you to talk to your ex,
obviously, my wife don't have any baby fathers. We don't have any children, stuff like that. So, the baby father, baby mother thing is a serious dynamic kind of thing. That's something a guy
that I'm talking to never have anything to worry about.
You know what I mean? And you know what? It's dangerous because sometimes they'll introduce you to the ex and you'll try to clown and laugh at that person. And then they get offended and they be like, what you mean? That was my ex. I chose him at a particular time. You know what I mean? Then you might draw up interest that wasn't supposed to even be there. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny.
I have an Ask His Own question. I'm sorry. I didn't
cool. That's perfect because we ended the show.
I was waiting for the Ask His Own.
So my homeboy, his wife just started. She became a cop and everything, and her partner. Her partner is attractive, and OT is coming in and stuff like that. So
hanging out, and he got that ratchet too. That's tough.
They fucking. That's all they do in them squad cars.
Go ahead.
That's all they do.
Let her finish.
He feels some type of way that they're spending more than 8 hours a day with each other and stuff. So he wanted advice from me. I really can't give advice for someone who feels insecure about the situation, but I understand where he's coming from, I guess.
I watched too many Law and Orders to not. Yo, my dude, he's bending her over in the cop car. So this is what you gotta be.
I actually had a friend who was involved with a woman engaged in everything. And then he became a cop, and he had a partner, and now him and the partner are married.
Oh my God!
But listen, but listen. Even with that, I could. The first answer you was asking, the question you was asking again.
Oh, the question is he wanted.
How should he approach it?
Yeah, should he even mention it to her?
With her,
or should he just he wanted to know, should he mention it to her, or should he just leave it alone?
He gotta trust her. In the ideal world, right? In the ideal world. It's her livelihood. You can't tell her ask for a different partner. It don't work that way.
Right, exactly. He knows.
He gotta trust her. I want to be funny and say yo, you just gonna have to take that L. But it's tough. It's a tough situation. You know what I'm saying?
He got listen. At the end of the day, he got to be secure enough for his relationship, right? Because you're lying to yourself. You could be in a relationship and the person you're dating, they think other people look good and whatever too. Them acting on it and being secure enough that you know that they're not gonna do the wrong thing. That's just what it is. He can't look at him like, oh, the person's the person's attractive or what you call be threatened by that person because she chose you for a reason. If she chose to,
I did say that.
Yeah, she chose you for a reason. If she chose to do something with this new guy, that means that was something that she was thinking all the time. That's how I feel about it.
You gotta be secure with the person that you're 100%. With. So this is my thing. If she's still giving you the loving how you want the loving to be, if every time you hit her up she hits you back, if she's acting accordingly, then you just gotta let your pride realize yo, I bagged her for a reason. She's my woman for a reason.
I got a couple of questions.
Insecurities will float in the back of your head always, but there's nothing you could do about it.
I got a couple of questions. Who determined that the partner was good looking?
So she came home one day and he asked her out of a joke, and she was honest. She said, "Yeah, he is attractive. Yeah."
You see what I'm saying?
See,
hold on. I got more questions. I got more questions.
Okay.
Is the partner in a relationship?
Yes, he is.
Is he married?
What does that mean,
he's
Mike?
He's not married.
Mike, what does that mean?
Because some people have morals. Some people ain't gonna just fuck with somebody because they're in a relationship or they're married.
That I don't know.
That's a whole nother. If he's an honest man and he's in a relationship, he's not gonna fuck with her. All right, but he's not married. He's in a relationship.
He's in a relationship, yes.
Okay. Does he ever have trouble getting in contact with her?
That's a.
Oh, communication.
Yeah. Does she?
During these 8-hour, 10-hour shifts, because I know police and they on their phone all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Unless it's somebody being shot right there, they can text you back.
Nah, they don't have a problem with communication throughout the day. No.
Okay. So
That's tough, man.
That's the
It
thing
is
with
tough.
relationships. With
Be
relationships,
confident,
you
bro.
just
That's all
gotta-
you could do. Be confident, like, yo, you bagged up for a reason.
listen,
She's yours for a
be
reason.
confident.
You just
That's
gotta
all you
let
can
it
do.
be.
And also know that the fact that if she value relationships, she know you a good man, and she ain't gonna take it that far to ruin a good thing. If not, that was her in general. Sometimes you in a relationship and you like, oh, okay. You showed me a real hoe now.
I
Okay.
think because she told
You know what I'm
him
saying?
that her partner is good looking, there's less likely a chance that she's cheating. If she was like, nah, he ain't that good looking or whatever, and then you see the nigga and you're like, this is a good looking kind of dude. Then you be like, oh, you fucking lied. You see what I'm saying? So she was like, yeah, he's kind of good looking, but it don't faze her. You see what I'm saying? So I can respect that more. The fact that she was comfortable.
Let me
enough
tell
to
you,
say
I'm
that.
gonna end it like this.
You know what I mean?
They in a situation. That dude saved her life. Someone was about to shoot her. Her partner shoot that
The
dude.
save
He
life.
get in the
my
box.
God.
The save life
night.
pussy
He
is a
get in
guarantee.
that box.
You gotta
He
give
get
it
in
up.
that box.
You gotta give it up. Somebody save
He
your life.
get in that
You
box.
gotta give it up.
You know, what's the movie with Idris Elba? And you thought, Idris Elba, you know when it was up top in the plane, Idris Elba and the white
Oh, the
girl.
mountain between us.
I didn't see that.
You
movie.
gotta
Yo,
give it up.
Idris Elba became her soulmate after that.
Exactly.
Somebody save your life. It's a given.
It's a wrap. All right, so that was the end of episode 2 of Views from the Friend Zone. We won't be here next week because of the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
You know what I'm saying? People got their
Care
Super
about
Bowl
us.
We're gonna
party.
be partying.
We'll be back the following week, so everybody give their shout outs. Go ahead.
I'm just thankful for my friends and family, and I'm thankful I got to get up and go to church today and praise them. That's it.
Praise him. We gotta talk about that. Me and my aunt and uncle had a conversation about religion, but that's a whole nother story.
Okay,
Bless
cool.
you, my brother. I just want to shout out all my Views from the Friend Zone family, all my friends, and everybody who show me love and support. You know what I mean? That's it. Keep doing what y'all doing out there.
All right. Shout out to all of my friends. I love you guys. Shout out to 21 Savage. I was listening out to your album yesterday.
She put me on to 21.
I love 21
He's
Savage.
better than I thought he was. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
alright.
Yes.
Alright, So shout out to all of our supporters. If you support us and you rock with us, the best thing you can do is share the video, put a
Yes.
friend on, let them know to like the page, go to the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube, go to Apple Podcasts. All right, and like I always say, go out there and chase your legacy, not your abilities. We out. Views. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. He's cute. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Oh, she don't think he's attractive enough to. And when she acting, that's when she becomes a whore. You understand what I'm saying? It's just natural.
There's always going to be other people that look
that's
better
what-
than you.
But that's what I'm saying. So for him to be like,